right, guys. Thanks for checking out the Box to Box podcast. Finally, we have made it to the group that everyone actually cares about. That's Group G, or OG. What's up, Swag?
Ayo.
Hashtag Swag.
As always, get in touch with us at the Box to Box Show on Twitter, theboxtoboxshow@gmail.com. Breaking down Group G. All right, we have Germany, Portugal, the USA, and Ghana. We're gonna save all of our thoughts on the USA for the last part of this thing, because we're probably gonna go a little bit long. We all have a lot of different opinions on different things, including Donovan, even though I'm already sick about talking about him. Anyway, I'm already sick of it. All right, Germany. We'll start off with them. Number 2 in the FIFA World Rankings, a favorite, one of the favorites to win the entire thing. I mean, they're always stacked. 88% chance to advance according to ESPN FC. Shane, what about the Germans?
I mean, it's cool. We're just past introductions at this point. We already know everyone so well. But Germany, I'm really excited about because, Klose just shows up
all the
somehow out of nowhere for these big tournaments. He just shows up.
What
But
up,
my real
Syria?
concern, I think my real concern for them is the cohesion. Does Yogi Low get this team playing together? They lost Marco Reus, who's probably, I think, going to be their most dangerous player in this tournament. And then I do have real concerns about Pierre Mertesacker.
Whoa!
He had an okay season for Arsenal, and he's going to be facing a lot of
I have no
speed,
issue with Pierre Mertesacker at all.
Group,
He's a beast back there with Matt Hummels. I'm not worried about their defense. Their defense is fine shape. Pierre Mertesacker's a beast back there. Matt Hummels is one of the top center backs in the world.
I mean, Mike, I think Pierre's really good to finish 4th in the side, but that's not going to be good enough in this group that's really stacked, so...
We'll see.
Yeah, like Shane said, I think a big loss is Marco Reus. I think it's going to hurt them more than people expect, but they're still a great team. I mean, whenever you have a guy named Bastian Schweinsteiger, your team's good.
Box-to-box midfielder.
But yeah, like we said... like our guys, the Men in Blazer said with Klose, the ball hits him in the head, the back, the neck, the leg, and it goes in every time. So they got a great midfield. Their attack, I think, will be all right, and they're just a great team, I think.
Yeah, I think they have the best midfield in the world, and they're going to go deep in this tournament. Everyone knows that.
Best midfield in the world. Are you worried about their striker situation? I'm trying to find a guy on Twitter who tweeted us about it, but he did. We'll credit him in the... We'll credit him later, but are we worried about no strikers?
No, not really, because the German national team's been known to throw Podolski up front, too, if they need be, and he plays just fine up front in the center. Klose is going to handle most of the hard work up there, and then you got the midfield of Ozil, Schweinsteiger, Toni Kroos, Julian Draxler running around. We all could score 10 goals with that type of midfield passing off the ball, so...
Yeah, we're great players, though.
I think at this point, I'm not sure how much Lucas Podolski is going to be, doing from... I think the guy who's going to come and fill the shoes of Royce is going to be Chelsea's Andre Schürrle.
Great year for him. Great year for Chelsea.
Who I think really quietly had a really solid year, really started to pick up steam towards the end of the Premier League season.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to Portugal here. 48% chance, according to ESPN FC, of advancing. All right, they're at public enemy number 1 for Brian. They're 4th in the FIFA World Rankings. They're not the 4th best team in the world.
No,
they have maybe the best player in the world, but what else is around Cristiano Ronaldo? Plus, he's battling an injury. Brian, what do you think about
today?
They do have the best player in the world in Ronaldo, but they are either great or horrible. They're never good. They're never just consistently good. You have Nane, who he'll do a rainbow kick over your head, 360 bicycle kick, and then the next play he'll forget where the ball is and fall down. They're good, but they're not good. They're good, but they're not good. So I don't know how to judge them, but you can't count out Cristiano Ronaldo. So.
Mike,
listen, I say Jermaine Jones goes studs up into Ronaldo's chest, takes him out, and we win that game. So
that's that American muscle, baby. What's up?
That is American muscle.
Sounds like a red card.
Hey, I don't care.
Yeah, so we're playing American.
Without Ronaldo, Portugal's not going to score any goals. So I'm in.
Okay.
I'm shocked because I typically think Brian likes guys who have their museums in their own honor.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I think, I know. They do have some talent in the midfield. I love John Matinho. He's one of my favorite players playing right now in the top sides of Europe. And as well as bringing back a couple other guys in the midfield who I think are going to be really great. Like Raul Meireles and a whole bunch of other ones. My main concerns for them really fall in the back line. They have Pepe, who is this muscle of a guy who's probably he's probably my most hated guy. I hate in the top.
I just hate that guy.
Just,
A lot of Portugal fans here.
Yeah, he plays dirty. He plays real dirty.
All right.
But
Shots fired.
yeah, but at the same time, he's going to keep them, somewhat organized at the back. So I do have some respect for the man.
All right, let's move on to the nemesis, Ghana. Brian's
Kills
boys,
us.
of course, African nation. Knocked the U.S. out of the last 2
Ugh.
World Cups.
Shot through the heart.
We got them first up, first game we got in the World Cup. What do we think about Ghana? They're obviously, I don't think they're as good as they were 4 years ago or 8 years ago, but I mean, they've just been a thorn in the U.S.'s side for the last decade.
Yeah, I mean, with Ghana, like I feel
No.
like I'm not happy with myself liking Ghana, but you're right. They're not as good as they were 4 years ago, 8 years ago. They had Sully Montari and Michael Essien were the rocks for them in 2010, and they're a lot older and a lot slower. They both had poor years for Milan. Asamoah John's still going to get some goals, but I think they're just on the downturn. Unfortunately, we ran into them in their prime years, in my opinion. I think they're going to be worse this year.
Mike?
No, I completely agree with Brian. I think they're an aging team. With the U.S. fitness the way it is, I think we're going to run around them on Monday night and then hopefully bag a couple goals and get that vital 3 points.
Shane?
I actually don't think I think they're at the same level that they've been in previous years. It's just some different names pushing them forward. I think Kevin Prince Boateng is going to be vital for this team. He's going to be pushing them forward. He's in a more crucial role than he was in the 2010 down in South Africa. I think he's going to be the one who causes problems not only for the U.S. but for Portugal and Germany as well.
All right, and that leaves the final team.
USA time.
Our boys. Our boys.
Love them so much.
We've been waving the flag for them. They're our boys. It's a tough group.
Yes.
It's a young team. No land. Well, let's start off with I'm angry that we're talking
brought
about
it
this,
up.
but you guys kind of wanted to bring it up. Landon Donovan. I thought he should have been on the squad. He's not. I've moved on.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on this, Shane?
I'm gonna start because again we talked about guys not liking people in their own side, and I think and that's not so much the case with Landon. I think he had a lot of respect within the U.S. men's national team's locker room, but I think it really came down to his fitness and the lack of cohesion he had with Klinsmann. And I'd rather bring down a squad that is fit. The Italian side learned down at the Confederations Club that you don't bring the 23 best soccer players, you bring down your 23 best athletes in this. And, Donovan has publicly said that he is not in the shape he was 4 years ago. He's not even in the shape he was 2 years ago.
You don't
And
think
for
he
that
can help
reason-
this team in the 80th minute when we need a goal as one of our most
Steve,
creative players?
that's
I'm not
not-
asking him
that's
to play
not the
90
problem. You played
minutes. I'm
Aaron
not asking him to
Johansson
play
and
90
let that goal.
I agree though, Steve, but if you're talking about one of your players who's not going to bring it, in the warm-ups and in the practices,
You don't know
that
he's
you're
not
down
going to bring.
then that's the problem.
You think
Steve,
he's
is
not
that
going to
if
be into the
Hey,
game? What was he?
Donovan was-
What's he be like? Oh man, I'm coming off the bench. I'm just going to sit up here and eat some Doritos. Like,
Correct.
Don't knock
what's he going to
Doritos.
do? Sling back some surge sodas? Like I don't.
Hey,
Pathetic sponsor.
Donovan
Not
made his
really.
own fate
But
when he didn't want to
nothing wrong
go
with
to
slinging
practice
back
for
a
2
couple
weeks,
surges,
all right?
Steve.
When Donovan 2 years ago took like 2 months off to refocus, he sealed his own fate then 2 years ago when he's like, I don't know if my heart's
All right.
in it.
I'm already tired
Okay.
of this conversation. Let's get to the team on
Yes.
the field. Josie just scored 2 goals against
such a beast.
against Nigeria. He was kind of one of the biggest question marks. How are we feeling about this team going into this group? I know I don't think anybody outside the U.S. calls this the group of death. We do call it the group of death. I'd argue there's 2 better groups in this.
Yeah.
How do we feel about our squad going into this group?
I'm happy with it. I
Well,
really am. I like it actually. I think we can beat Ghana, and I think we can beat Portugal.
If you don't beat Ghana,
I
you're
mean,
not
have to
going
beat
to win.
Ghana.
It's the schedule is set up perfectly with playing Germany last. You got to assume they're going to beat Portugal and Ghana. That we're going to play with the chip on our shoulder. I'm not on the team, but the U.S. as a whole against Ghana after the last 2 World Cups.
Yeah, but we're in the American
True.
Outlaws.
So we're
Rep
as
it,
much
rep
of a
it.
team as that.
Definitely a chip on their shoulder against Ghana. I think they're gonna make a point to take out Ronaldo when they play Portugal, and I don't mean studs up Jermaine Jones. I mean really put everybody
Gensler?
on the left side to try to stop him.
Who's gonna stop Ronaldo?
Well, if everybody, if we have to.
No, Steve, and that's
Bring in
not, I
Yedlin.
think you look back to the tactics of Sir Alex Ferguson from a
Your boy.
couple UEFA leagues ago. What he did is he just put Phil Jones, marked him on him for the entire match. And Phil Jones, you put your best athlete, not your best defender, on him, and you just man mark him. It's old school, and I know it's not the in thing to do. Now people look down when you man mark someone across the field like that. But I think that's why we brought in someone like Yedlin. You just put Yedlin on him. You say all you do is you stay in his hip pocket. You watch Ronaldo's film for and that's all you do. That's the reason we brought you on this team, is because you're a speed demon who is going to make Ronaldo have to defend when you push up, and that you're going to be able to stay
Just a
with
nuisance.
him
It's a box and one, basically.
Yedlin's so young. I mean, how? Yeah, but Yedlin's so young. Is he up for that challenge? Beasler's looked. I mean, I love the dude,
Phil
but he's
Jones
looked
is up
average.
for it, and
Timmy
a year
Chandler's
ago,
looked
too,
horrible.
Well, Tim Chandler doesn't play left back. You got to keep him on the right. He's right-footed, so playing him in left back is nothing good for him.
No.
I'm just talking about our back line in general. I think I'm just nervous about it. I think we could score goals. I think that's not going to be a problem with Bradley, Josie, and Dempsey. I just worry, how are we going to stop anybody with this group that's only played like two games with each other, really?
I think the best thing that we could do is what we did in the last tune-up, which is play Kyle Beckerman.
Mm-hmm. 4-2-3-1.
Hasn't cut his hair in 9 years.
I think you have to.
Yeah, but are you gonna play both him and Jones in the back and play Bradley up front?
I would too.
I like that a lot because for a couple of reasons. It's because Beckerman is going to protect that back four. He's going to stay back there. He's going to make the simple passes. Jermaine Jones is such a ball winner, and I know it's really annoying to watch him play alongside Bradley if Kyle Beckerman's not in there, because he pushes forward and then Bradley has to drop back. But when he's in there, he pressures and
no one commits like Jermaine Jones.
Really causes problems. He was the one who set up that first goal with a simple ball win, makes a simple pass, and when he's not looking to make that leaping pass up the field, that's Bradley's responsibility. He really is a huge asset.
He probably commits himself the most.
Let's just talk about up front. Josie scored twice against Nigeria, as I said. Dempsey's in good form. Bradley's looks awesome in the midfield. No worries really about us being able to score.
Johansson off the bench is going to be a good sub for us to have.
In mix too.
Okay. All right, let's get to some Twitter questions here from some of our followers, up over 100. Did I mention it? What up?
Thanks,
all for the fans.
JJ McShay on Twitter wants to know, how badly will the left back position expose the USA? I feel it's our biggest weakness. Shane, go ahead.
I have to agree that if there's one problem that we've had, it's trying to find that spot. I feel most comfortable when we start Beasley back there over Timmy Chandler.
He plays better with Beasley.
Timmy Chandler doesn't look comfortable.
Yeah, he can't play out back.
And I'm not sure what it is, why he's probably my biggest head scratcher, why he was brought into the side.
Could have had Donovan.
Guys. It's not even Donovan. I'd rather had Parkhurst and a list of others who I'd rather see Eddie Johnson or someone like that. But I think with DeMarcus Beasley, he has World Cup experience. I think he's looked passable in that spot throughout qualifying. Some argue that he gets up forward too much.
He used to be a midfielder, so
Beasley or Jeff Cameron. But yeah, I agree. It's probably the biggest
left back's been our biggest problem for the
to
past decade. We haven't. Why can't we get a good left back? Beasley's a converted left midi, so where's our youth system, man?
And honestly, one of the options is Bedoya, but Bedoya is really good going forward.
Here's who start? Bedoya? Does Bedoya start, or does?
No, Zusi starts.
Is he locked into the starting, or does Zusi start?
Zusi starts.
Has that been decided yet?
I'm saying I think he does. He's better than the final.
All signs are leaning towards it, but.
Okay.
I think we're gonna go match to match really with our starting lineup. I think with the squad we brought down, you're gonna see us kind of really.
Yeah, we might play 3 different teams
based off who we're facing, which is an obvious thing to say. But
we've kind of gone through a lot of stuff. We got another question from Coach Presador, I believe, on Twitter. Sorry if I got that wrong. He wants to know, what's a realistic aim for the U.S. in the World Cup and why?
I think the realistic, honestly.
Here's the question of here's the
I think realistically is to get by this group. I'm not saying win the group, but like if I'd be happy as a fan if we got out of this group. We said it's a group of death, and I think we do have we're the U.S. We're not just gonna be happy with losing a tough game to Portugal. Like I think realistically getting out of this group is what we were striving for, and obviously every team is at this stage, but it's tough.
I think we get out of this group. But lose to Belgium next round, unfortunately.
All right, so getting out of the group, Shane.
Yeah, and I think the good goal is getting out of the group, and I agree with Klinsmann. I would love to win the World Cup, and I'm not going to root for that. I was really annoyed with Donovan showing up on air the other day and going, I agree with the American Outlaws, and going, I believe that we will win. Yeah, everyone believes that we are going to win and that we want to go far, and siding with fans is a really easy thing to do, and this just continues this back and forth media argument.
I think it's funny that Bruce Arenas said this in 2002. He said the exact same thing. He said we're not winning the World Cup, and nobody.
Managers in Europe do it all the time. Mourinho for Chelsea says it every single week of the Premier League.
But the fact that Jurgen's German, that causes problems.
And he dissed Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, you don't diss Kobe. We all know that.
Come on, bro. You don't diss.
But every manager in Europe does this every single week in the last month of the Premier League. It's always like, we have no shot of winning, and then
classic Jose Mourinho. At least Jurgen didn't compare himself to a random animal. So save us that.
All right. It's that time, gentlemen. Are we gonna go with our heads or our hearts?
We'll find
Ryan,
out.
You're up
I'm
first.
going Germany win the group, and unfortunately, I'm going U.S. second out of the group all day. Heart and head go hand in hand.
I'm going to go Germany 1 as well, and United States takes number 2. They'll get out.
All right. Shane?
Please say U.S. 1.
Don't you do it.
I'm going to go... I'm gonna go with the Ballon d'Or winner. Portugal's gonna win the group, and I'm gonna say USA's.
One more.
You're saying Germany's not.
Take a seat.
You're saying Germany's not making out of the group.
I say Germany doesn't make out of the group. I say Cristiano Ronaldo repeats what he did in the UEFA League against the German side. And,
wow.
Yeah.
This is my shock face.
I thought about this long and hard, and I'm gonna go with that as my prediction.
All right, well, I'm gonna go with what Brian and Mike did. It's all about the USA. These colors don't run,
They
bro.
do not run.
I am picking Germany to win the group. I think they're a team that's gonna be in the semis.
Yeah.
Probably might have a chance to win it. USA. Listen, I think USA beats Ghana, and I think if they beat Ghana,
Portugal.
They're gonna draw Portugal, and hopefully that game against Germany doesn't matter, and we can somehow maybe get a point or not need it at all. Get 4 points in advance. I'm going with the USA. It is a pick with the heart, but you know what?
There's some logic.
It's the only way to go.
It's the land of the free and the home of the brave. Let's go.
Freedom ain't free.
Freedom ain't free. Michael Bradley also going to be balling out with that beautiful
That's
ball.
true. How is he not sunburned by now?
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you checking this out. This is our second to last one of the group stage. Check out the final group stage coming out soon. Take it easy, fellas.
USA.